highlights of National Education Policy, NEP 2020 for school education. So first we will go through the school education and then we can start with the higher education part. The focus on early child care and education, ECCE, and foundational literacy and numeracy. So these are the some of the criteria which are being covered. See, like ECC shall be delivered through a significantly expanded and strengthened system of early childhood education institution constituting of. Now, they are saying that they will be starting with the standalone Anganwadis. Have you heard about Anganwadis? Okay. Uh, Engagements co-located within primary schools, pre-primary school action considering at last age 5 to 6 years, and standalone preschools. So, when do we start our studies? From the Anganwadis only. Anganwadis, pre-primary, preschool. So they are promoting that every standard, every standard will be having a particular criteria of NEP, that is National Education Policy का जो भी criteria है, accreditations है, वो हर एक standards को दिया जाएगा. Then the second is curtailing dropouts and ensuring universal access. Now, what will be the benefit of National Education Policy? Dropouts rates कम हो जाएंगे. In schools also as well as in higher education also. Learning should be holistic, integrated, enjoyable, and engaging. This is the main focus of NEP. तो बच्चे अगर कुछ subjects में उन्हें अच्छे नहीं लग, कोई subject में अच्छा नहीं लगता, तो they are transforming the curriculum in such manner that the studies will be holistic, integrated, enjoyable, and engaging. The third is teacher recruitment, development, and empowering. So there are some criteria set for the recruitment of teachers also. So these are some of the criteria. So see, like strengthening TETS. So teachers eligibility test will be given to all the teachers to qualify the NEP. Okay, test-based planning for teachers recruitment. So when there will be a recruitment, तो अभी recruitment कैसे होता है teachers का? On the basis of qualification. Only qualification. अभी तो I have experience यहाँ पे कि मतलब अगर तुम graduation कर भी रहे, then too some of the students are also teaching in some of the colleges, like for 11th and 12th students. So there will be some criteria that you have to attend some entrance test or TETS test. Then the certificate courses, developing specialization for subjects or generally teachers. Okay. So there will be certificate courses for teachers who are teaching the disabled students. So there are specific way of method to teach them. So they should go through the certificates. The next is transparent transfer system. Online computerized system for teachers transfer to ensure transparency. Now every teacher should have a proper computer system access. Now if you see, there are some old teachers who are teaching us. Okay, they are not exposed to such current technologies. So they will also be taught the technologies part. Okay, you must.
This policy is not saying that. It is about managing their transfer. Transfer the government. Generally, transfer happens in the government school.
Yeah.
Once within district to district or like that, that can be.
Test score and demonstration part of recruitment. So this is the same subject score for TET or MTA test. Then restructuring of NCTE. So NCTE, everyone knows what is NCTE? Council for Teacher. Okay. So restructuring of NCTE curricula standards. So next is equitable and inclusive education. So this is for sharing resources, planning, governance, and integration and pairing schools. So equity and inclusive education in terms of everything has to be inclusive. Like they should have sports, they should get all the activities, whatever are required. Like Bal Bhavan. There are two types of outlet or something from government. They perform Bal Bhavan and Samaj Chetna Kendra for schools. So where they are Samajik. So in this platforms they get exposure to different curriculum aspects. Like they are being taught different cultural activities, then sports, then the curriculum, then the brainstorming sessions, so on. Computer-based programs are being taught. So this will be set up by government. This has already been there. So they are now revamped. So in Mumbai, it has already been used. So ये होता है. Now standard setting and accreditation for schools. So abhi accreditation will be compulsory for all the schools. So right from the nursery से लेके pre-primary से सबको accreditation compulsory होगा. So setting up the state school standards authority SSSA, self-disclosure of all the basic regulatory information of all schools at SSSA school website. So every website should have this SSSA accredited, like the school should be SSSA accredited. Okay. So this should be displayed on their website also. And to ensure all schools follow certain minimal professional and quality standards. So every school should have a proper standard to run. Development of school quality assessment and accreditation framework. So they should have a proper quality assessment. Quality assessment in the form of like NBA, NEP accreditations. So that will check their quality of teaching, their activities and all. The periodic health checkup of the overall system through a sample-based national achievement survey. So there will be one NAS that will check their regular health checkup of the overall system, not of people. वो system check करेगा कि how are they running, what are their criteria, उनके papers कैसे check हो रहे हैं, and so on. So it's like an IS. IS. Audit the process. Yes. Then the fourth is public and private schools except the central government schools will be accessed and accredited on common minimum criteria. So ये जो public और private school है, they will be having a common accreditation criteria, so they have to fulfill it. So private or philanthropy school to be encouraged and enabled to play a beneficial role. So अभी ये जो बताया गया है public or private school, except the central government schools will be accessed and accredited. Okay. What are philanthropic schools? Philanthropies are individual schools. जैसे छोटे-छोटे schools होते हैं, मतलब ये लोग big level पे नहीं होते.
By the corporate bodies as a part of the then Wipro or that Asim Premji, that foundation also set up.
There are some sansthaas, but they are not schools. Which they. Adaptation of pedagogical sound teaching and learning practices. So adaptation of pedagogical sound teaching and learning practices की होगा, मतलब learning sound teaching और learning practices in the जब ये COVID चल रहा था, that time we had online teaching if you must have seen Byju's or something like that. So that is sound teaching and learning practices. So that was more adoptable by students also. मुझे ज़्यादा समझ में आ रहा था उससे. Live teaching से better. So that also they will be adopting. Okay, the adaptation of technology in teaching, learning and assessment. So now they have launched one system that is system of Parak. So Parak. So what is it? Setting up of national care of performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge of for holistic development. So this is one kind of platform where the assessment will be done as per the 21st century skills. Okay, so this will be the platform which will be adopted by the institutions and schools. Right. So, so what was the previous schooling structure? It was 10 plus 2, that is 10 standard to 11 to 8. From the age 6 to 16 was spent in school. Remaining 2 years were spent in junior college. इधर यहाँ पे so ये मुंबई structure है. So NEP proposed structure is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. तो उसमें क्या होगा? Early child care and education will start from age 3. Learning will be in the form of multi-level, play-based and discovery-based. And 14 to 18 age group will not be limited to arts, science and commerce. जैसे मैंने बोला कि 11, 12 arts, science और commerce है, तो वैसे limitations अभी नहीं होंगे. So you will be able to choose your subjects. NEP focuses 21st century skills, exposure, conceptual and collaboration, critical thinking and communication. So the third language policy. तो मदर टंग और लोकल लैंग्वेज एज ए मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन. तो मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन होगा मदर लैंग्वेज और द लोकल लैंग्वेज. ओके, बट तुम्हारा करिकुलम इंग्लिश में ही होगा, बट द टीचर्स विल एक्सप्लेन यू इन दैट. So this is the basic structure. So it starts from the foundation, preparatory and middle and then secondary. So you can see how it is changed.
Definition of 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure.
Yeah.
Five, three, 4 makes 15.
3 to 6. First class start from 8, 6. यानी पहला इंजन और हेड स्कूल.
If I leave that 5, that 2, 3, 4 will come there only then.
Plus class
1 to 5, yes. 1 to 3, 2 knowledge.
Now, what about teachers? So 4 years B.Ed degree to be minimum qualification for teaching by 2030. So 4 year B.Ed is compulsory in 2030. Okay. Yeah. After graduation it is 4 years. Currently it is 3 years.
Currently it is a 2 year. પણ few colleges છે કે જે integrated B.Ed આપે છે 5 year BSc plus B.Ed BA plus B.Ed આપણે જે teachers institute છે ને ગાંધીનગર એવી રીતે provide કરે છે પહેલા તો એક જ વર્ષ પહેલા એક વર્ષ
So it will be 4 years.
અત્યારે પણ 2 વર્ષ વિચારણા ચાલુ છે
4 years તો બહુ વધારે થઈ જશે.
વધારે બી થઈ જાય છે ને પ્લસ એમાં ફિક્સ નથી કે જે B.Ed કરેલું છે એ જ ટીચર કન્સિડર થશે એન્જિનિયરિંગ બીકોમ દરેક એઝ અ ટીચર કન્સિડર કરે છે અને maybe
કારણ કે અલ્ટિમેટલી એ લોકોને પેલી એક્ઝામ પાસ કરીને એમનું બીએડ ના માર્ક્સ એક્ઝામ ના માર્ક્સ બધે એ લોકો ક્લિયર કરીને એમાં મેરિટ બને એટલે
So there will be a national curriculum framework for teacher also. Okay. To have a particular standards and to make them more professional in their teaching. And they should also attend the 50 hours of continuous professional development session. It is also for teachers. So standard setting and accreditation for school education. So everyone, like for private, public, and philanthropy schools, everyone should take their standard at the other level to qualify the NEP. Then to ensure the quality, various tools will be introduced like SSSA, that is State School Standard Authority, NAS, that is National Achievement Survey. Then the third is SQAAF, that is School Quality Assessment and Accreditation. So these three are the accreditation they are some of the criteria. They are the thing which they should qualify, every school should qualify. So we can read the NEP waiver, you can read it. So now we shall start with the higher education part, that is NEP for higher education. Okay, so this document has been shared by our HR. So it has been divided into some chapters. So everyone will be performing as per their turn. So I have been given 2 chapters from this NEP SOP. Okay, SOP is standard operating procedure. It is one kind of manual. Okay. So we will be just focusing here on NEP implementation in Gujarat. So these are the chapters which you will be getting advantage of to hear it. That is, first is overview of NEP 2020 implementation roadmap of NEP 2020 for the state of Gujarat. So these 2 chapters we will be covering today. They are small chapters. So next is Okay. Chapter 1. Overview of NEP 2020 implementation in higher education. Okay. That was school and this is higher education. So this is how the manual looks like. So it is written here that is for higher education institution of Gujarat. Okay. So the manual of standard operating system, it is also called as SOP, that is standard operating system. अभी ये manual में क्या दिया है कि how this implementation will take place, who will be the in charge, okay, what all will be the roles who will be carrying out, okay, who will be doing what, in what way, और हमें क्या क्या करना है to achieve this implementation. So the manual of SOP is a handbook provided to various functionaries for the effective implementation of NEP 2020. The manual is an outcome of several discussions held in the Apex and Task Force Committee meeting. अभी ये task NEP has to be carried out for each and every state. तो ऐसे ही जब गुजरात के लिए हो रहा है तो what are the task force committee they have formed? Okay, who were the Apex committee? There was some Apex committee who has worked on it to set the implementation. Now, what are the problems faced by the higher education right now? The first is fragmented higher education system. So, what is fragmented higher education system? That is diversity of institutions, various academic standards. Every institution has their own standards of working. Challenges, different curriculum, structure and governance issue. Governance issue मतलब government of India ऐसा नहीं. Governance मतलब उनका जो hierarchy structure होता है, principal, vice principal, तो उनके अंदर जो होता है वो hierarchy. Then the limited collaboration with different institutions. Okay, nationally or internationally. Less emphasis on development of skill and learning outcomes. अभी एजुकेशन ऐसा है कि जिसमें स्किल्स और लर्निंग आउटकम्स बहुत कम है, तो उसके लिए अभी जो करिकुलम वो लोग डेवलप करने वाले हैं दैट विल बी मोर प्रैक्टिकल. अर्ली स्पेशलाइजेशन स्ट्रीमिंग ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स into narrow areas of studies. ऐसे वो 11th 12th में भी have a criteria of choosing arts, science and commerce. So this is that only, rigid separation of disciplines. Limitation in teaching in local languages. Can anyone give any example if they must have faced any problem while teaching, while getting taught in a local language? Sometimes the concept won't get clear. Like I can share you one example. There are some of the students staying nearby me, here in my area. So there the language of teaching is if they are from Gujarati medium, okay, and if they have English subject, so they are being taught in English. Okay, some English teacher might come and teach them. So there creates a language barrier. Okay, so they won't understand. तो बच्चे is like कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, जाने दो, सिखाने दो, है ना. Once it had happened with me also. I had went to one school in Mahuda to teach them skill development. So what had happened? All students were गाँव के students. They know only Gujarati and they can communicate only in Gujarati. But I can't communicate in Gujarati. Thus there was a language barrier for me also and for them also. But I was able to understand their language. That was good. That कुछ तो communication हो रहा था, ये तो वो भी नहीं. So that is limitation in teaching in local languages. So inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management, profession of the faculty and institutional leaders. अभी merit-based career management, the profession of the faculty and institution leaders मतलब the profession of the particular teacher should be from that particular background in what she is teaching. Just say if I have learned, I have done my BA, Bachelor of Mass Media or journalism or advertising, so I should teach that students only. Okay, because I know more about that. I can't teach beyond that. So that is merit-based career management, profession of the faculty and institution leaders. And less emphasis on research. So research अभी बहुत सारे institute में अभी research force कर रहे हैं because of वो दिखाना होता है किसमें रैंक एक्रिडिटेशन है वो उसके लिए force कर रहे हैं but इसके पहले इतना नहीं था research paper वगैरह teachers. When I was a teacher कभी भी हमें नहीं force किया था. When late when I was leaving तभी वो हमारा NEP आ रहा था. So everyone was forced कि आपको research paper publish करना है Suboptimal governance and leadership and regulatory system, ineffective regulatory system. Regulations, rules and regulation हर एक institute में होते हैं, but they don't follow it. Okay, तो उसे follow नहीं किया जाता. Low standards of undergraduate education. जब undergraduate मतलब कौन सा standard?
Undergraduate means for 3 years.
Bachelor. Now, what is the objective of releasing this SOP of NEP? That is to provide stepwise instruction to carry out tasks. अभी जब भी हमें कुछ प्रोजेक्ट आता है तो we make a task list और फिर वो टास्क को हम क्वालिफाई करते हैं मैत्री एंड यू आर डूइंग इट राइट. तो हमें टास्क फिक्स बनाते हैं और फिर उसे हम क्वालिफाई करते जाते हैं कि हाँ ये करना है देन वी गेट टू नो कि व्हाट वी हैव टू डू व्हाट वी हैव टू डू. So in this document the stepwise instruction will be given. So how will be implemented? Then there will be a guide to perform specific task. अभी कुछ टास्क करना है. Okay, like if we have ICM, तो ICM में अभी सपोज एक टास्क हमें करना है तो राजवी मैम गाइड्स अस. तो वैसे इसमें भी एक गाइड होगा जो हमें बताया जाएगा कि ये टास्क करने के लिए हमें क्या क्या चीजें करनी. Define roles and responsibilities. हम डालते हैं ना responsible person, like they will make case studies, हाँ, and this will make this. So वो roles and responsibilities will be clear. Execution of work tasks तो बनाती है, but what about the execution? So that has also to be clear. Start to end, मतलब कैसे start होगा और कैसे end होगा. So problems जो फेस होंगे और उसके की challenges वो भी इसमें बताया गया है. और medium of instruction is in local and Indian languages. मतलब हर एक स्टेट के लिए अलग लैंग्वेज होगा तो इंडियन. More multidisciplinary undergraduate education. Preparing the curriculum. Curriculum भी इसमें ये लोग बनाने वाले हैं कि उनका curriculum कैसे होगा. क्योंकि उनको अगर practical teaching सिखाना है तो curriculum has to be changed, है ना. तो उनका curriculum revamping curriculum मतलब वही change कर. Training and research for faculty and institution leadership position जो हमने पहले स्कूल के लिए जो देखा था वहाँ पे यहाँ भी ट्रेनिंग दी जाएगी टीचर्स. ओके, और द पर्सन हु आर इनटू द लीडरशिप रोल्स को भी ट्रेनिंग दी जाएगी. इसका कंटिन्यूशन में लाइसेंसिंग फॉर नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन. तो ये लाइसेंस से उन्हें रिसर्च उन्हें एक क्या बोलते हैं एक ग्रीन सिग्नल मिल जाएगा कि दे कैन आल्सो कैरी आउट नाउ रिसर्च in their institutions. Okay, universities or colleges. Academic and administrative autonomy related, light but tight, regulation by government of Gujarat. Now, एक word है उसमें light but tight. I was confused thinking what is this light but tight. So it is nothing but to promote integrity, transparency and resource efficiency of the education system. तो ये होने के लिए they have been specified as light but tight regulations by government of Gujarat. तो ये एक word दिया.